Welcome back to Politics Nation. We are following the critically important race in New York City, speaking with major candidates. And joining me now is the incumbent seeking re-election as an independent, New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Thanks for being here in studio tonight.
Yes.
And first thing, full disclosure, you and I go way back. You're one of the founding members of National Action Network, and we've agreed and disagreed, but never been disagreeable. So we're going to have a candid conversation.
Well said.
Let me go right to the first thing. People want to know if you're committed to the race. 3 weeks ago, the New York Times reported you would drop out if your internal polling showed no path to victory. The latest Fox News poll shows you with single-digit support, and you've started to claim you are too busy with the job of being mayor to do a lot of campaigning. Are you still in this to win this?
Okay, first, a couple of things. Do an analysis of how the New York Times has covered me for 3 years and 8 months. You would have believed I didn't bring down crime. You would have believed I didn't build more housing than mayors prior to me, that I didn't improve test scores, that I didn't bring down unemployment, that I didn't bring more jobs in the city's history. When you look at the way they covered me, you're going to walk away with that this mayor did anything. And the quotes you just stated didn't come from me. I don't know who all these sources they're speaking of, and I've stated for the last few months what I was going to do. And you're seeing an undermining of my campaign. You know what it is to run for office. If someone constantly reports, even when you say otherwise, that you're leaving the race the next day, you're leaving the race the next day, you lose your funders and your donors. And so it's been a real challenge for me to raise the money that I need to run for office, because I've been undermined by CFB, $4 million, daily reporters for the last few weeks, almost 7 weeks now, saying that Eric is going to Saudi Arabia. I told them, no, that's not true. I was going to HUD. I said, that's not true. I was going to meet the president at the Yankees game. Not true. They reported anyway. So you have to ask the question, what is the real agenda here? Is the real agenda to cover me the same way you cover the other candidates, or to undermine my campaign like they undermined my days in office? So
let me ask you, so you're saying that you're not leaving the race and there's no circumstance you can see that you would withdraw?
No, I can't say that. What I'm doing is what any candidate would do. I've been sitting down with my team, having our pathways, finding out how we get the money into the coffers to do the commercials, to do the mail-ins, to pay for our team and staff. When you see what I have undergone for the last 7 weeks, it has hurt our ability, and we got to make the right decision. I'm going to make the right decision for the city of New York, a city I love.
All right, now let me deal with some issues that we can talk about, agreeable or not. You were at the UN yesterday with General Assembly, when you attended Bibi Netanyahu's speech and met briefly with the Israeli Prime Minister afterwards. Your opponent, Zoran Mamdani, has said he would arrest Netanyahu if he were mayor. Why do you think it was important for New York City's mayor to be seen as an enthusiastic supporter for Israel?
I am an enthusiastic supporter for those national and international leaders that visit our city. What does it look like for a primary winner candidate, a state you're going to arrest an international leader? We visit. There's a reason we have diplomatic immunity, because we visit countries abroad. Our national leaders go abroad. When you send that message and you have the United Nations sitting on our East River, it is stating that you could come here and engage in conversations. Here's the problem. I heard Netanyahu's speech, and there were parts of it that was crucial. Hamas, the others, Hezbollah, all of these others, they're not only calling for the destruction of the Jewish community, they're calling for the destruction of America. And we see what's playing out on the international stages from some of the extremists across the globe. The destruction of our way of life. My job as mayor is to defend this city from both foreign and domestic enemies, and I'm going to continue to do that.
But Netanyahu also says he's going to wipe out the Palestinians. He's gone all the way through Gaza. Do you support a two-state solution, which he does not? Are you supporting him, what he's doing? We're seeing innocent children and women killed in Gaza. So in shaking hands with him, are you supporting that part that he seems insensitive to?
Well, let's be clear on this. Hamas killed innocent people also. Hamas.
No doubt. We have absolutely on this show and in my work attacked, not only attacked, but differed with them on October 7th. But I'm talking about Netanyahu, and you can be pro-Israel and be anti-Netanyahu. A lot of Israelis disagree with him on this whole thing of he does not want to have two-state solution.
And Netanyahu and Gaza, they need to work out their issues. I'm working out New York. Because when I think about what's happening in Gaza, I also think about what happened in Sudan. I've yet to hear Zoran talk about that. I hear about what's going on in wars across the globe. I don't hear him talking about that. I don't hear him denouncing Hamas and Hezbollah and these other murders that have killing innocent people, the war in Yemen. So you can't be selective in your compassion for children. Either you want to protect children or you want to protect what your agenda is. And so I don't think any innocent child should die. But I also believe Hamas needs to be destroyed, and every hostage should come home, and everyone who's responsible for what happened on October 7th should be held accountable.
And so if we certainly agree on what is going on in Sudan is disgraceful, but also do we agree that we don't want to see children killed in Gaza? 100%.
We don't want to see innocent children killed anywhere, even those who were killed in front of their parents on October 7th. We don't want to see those who were murdered and grandmothers pulled from their home and Holocaust survivors killed. Let's be clear on what we're up against. This is not about just Palestine, Gaza and those who are in Palestine. This is not about that. Because if it was, then all of those nations that are surrounding Gaza would have been allowing those refugees to come in. So we can't have it both ways. Too many people have become silent on the horrific actions that's taking place globally. And we cannot underestimate what Zoran has done. He has lifted up members of Gaza. We're seeing this across the globe. And right here in America, trust me when I tell you, if we don't stop the radicalization of our children, and how they are buying into this false promise and premise, we're going to have a real threat here, just as they're seeing it across the globe.
All right, let me bring one closer to home to you, but that has national ramifications. A federal immigration officer has been relieved of his duties after he was caught on camera shoving a woman to the floor Thursday at the federal courthouse downtown. The woman was distraught over her husband's arrest and detainment. Many New Yorkers are outraged over ICE's conduct, and they will want you as mayor to stand up to them. And they see you supporting these policies. Border Czar Tom Homan said he'd be up your butt. He didn't say butt. If you didn't back them up. Why should New Yorkers trust you to represent their interests against this administration in terms of that?
But first, I want to go to that issue closely. Tom and I, two ex-cops, we were ribbing each other going back and forth, and I responded also. People never played what I said after he stated that comment. That's never played because it doesn't fit into the narrative that, well, okay, Eric is under the thumb of the administration.
Okay.
Listen, those who know me, I cut my teeth in 100 blacks in law enforcement who care. An incident like that where someone is shoved to the ground, that's where I have always been present. You know, I didn't read about Abner Louima. I know his family. He endorsed me as mayor, and as well as so many others who have been victims of abuse. We're going to stand up. The system broke. They suspended the officer. My job as mayor is to protect the city. Those who came into the city, 237,000 migrants and asylum seekers, national leaders on this topic came to see me and said, Eric, no one has done what you have done for migrants and asylum seekers in the country. But I've been clear, if you come to this city to commit a crime, documented or not, you're going to be held responsible, and that's what I'm going to stand for.
Let me ask you this then, because a lot of people that supported you and a lot of people that are looking at this are very concerned about you standing up to the president. And is it because they believe you are beholden to him? Take a listen to what President Trump said in July.
Or you have a good independent running, Mayor Adams, who's a very good person. I helped him out a little bit. He had a problem, and he was unfairly hurt over this question.
Now, what was the problem the president was helping you with? How did he help? And what did he want in return?
Well, okay, I don't know. He hasn't defined what the problem is, but I will tell you this. He has never asked anything from me. What I was clear on, real lawfare. When I started criticizing the previous administration, 237,000 migrants and asylum seekers that came to the city, $7.2 billion deficit that should have gone to resources of the city. On the campaign trail, I never knew President Trump, never met him until he was running for office. On the campaign trail, he said, look what they're doing to that mayor in New York. It's wrong what they're doing to that mayor in New York, because he stood up and protected his city and fought for his city. And I said to him, thank you. Because no one else did that. I thought other national leaders who knew me for centuries, for decades, would have said, what they're doing to Eric, we know Eric. What they're doing to Eric, this should not happen. I didn't get that. You know what I got instead? Eric, step down. Eric, you're a criminal. People who knew me in this city and what I stand for did not come to...
Okay, but he said that he helped you with a problem.
Right.
And are you saying he helped you with a problem, or are you saying the president was not telling the truth?
No, I'm saying that the president knew what was happening to me was wrong.
But how did he help you with it?
Referred it back to the DOJ. DOJ looked at it and did an analysis of what I was being charged
So
with.
you're saying the president referred the case himself back to the DOJ?
Whatever the process is. I don't know what the process is. Just as President Biden, who said his Justice Department was politicized, the same Justice Department that indicted me, he pardoned his son. And he made decisions. So whatever the process is, I'm not in that circle. All I know
All right,
is...
let me put it this way, Eric.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Did you and the president ever discuss your indictment and or with anyone around the president asking for help?
Right.
Or is the president making that up when he said it?
No. We don't know what he stated he helped. Whatever way he helped, thank you for your help. I want to be very clear on that. Thank you for your help. I was facing 33 years in prison for bogus charges that the federal government came at me on. And whatever help he did and whatever he's defining, thank you for your help.
Did you and him ever discuss it?
No.
You've been to Mar-a-Lago, you've been to the White House, never discussed it.
Let's go back. I didn't go to Mar-a-Lago.
Originally, you
No, I never. I went to his Palm Spring golf course to talk about the city. And as many
That's in Miami. I had a few miles off, but okay, go ahead. So you went to where he was.
Right.
Okay.
And same as Governor Hochul went to see him.
Right.
Same as other national leaders went to see him. So think about it. The mayor of the most important city in America shouldn't go meet with the incoming president.
No, I'm not saying you should meet. I'm saying, did you make a deal?
Rev, I was in federal court, and Judge Ho said you have to swear in and ask that question under the threat of perjury. I answered the question.
Well, I don't have it under the threat of perjury here, but I'm asking the question.
And I answered it over and over again. How many times? See, first of all,
answer one more time. Did you and the president ever discuss this case or him helping you get out of the case?
Okay, and let me say no.
Okay.
Answer directly.
All right.
And let me say this also. Rev, what you have witnessed over the last 3 years and 8 months is a consistent narrative that has been created. The second black mayor is corrupt. The second black mayor is incompetent. The second black mayor is this. The second black mayor is that. That's the narrative that they've been spending, just as with David Dinkins. So now you have black folks running around saying, hey, you corrupt. Hey, you did nothing for our community.
That's why I want you to tell us straight. I mean, you and I go way back. We talk straight. All right, let me ask you this, because I asked you a lot of what I would consider questions that I asked the other opponents, which were tough questions.
Right.
Finally, you've been willing to answer some of these tough questions. I want to give you a chance, though, as we close, to make your case. Your campaign recently has focused on getting stuff done, arguing your mayoral record, making you the best candidate for the job, without giving a whole laundry list. And we're out of time. Give me the 2 things that you are most proud of and that you want voters to think. And as you've answered a lot of voters' suspicions, a lot of concerns, but what 2 things can you say positive you want to know?
But you said something else. You said I've been answering some of the tough questions. I answer every question. I never run away from a question. I answer them directly. So
well, you went circular on a couple. I had to get you.
No, brother.
But go ahead. Go ahead.
So
I'll go with that.
You said only 2 things.
I just want 2, because we're out of time, but I want to give you a closing argument like I did Zoran, like I did Cuomo.
Safety. Public safety is a prerequisite to our prosperity, and it impacts black and brown people the most. When you take 24,000 illegal guns off our streets, lowest number of homicides and shootings in recorded history in the first part of this year, when you bring down these major crimes on our subway system, it's the safest in the recorded history of the city outside the two COVID. Safety is important. And the second is housing. I preserve, built, and zoned the city to have more housing, 426,000 units, than 12 years of Bloomberg, 8 years of de Blasio combined. I did it 3.5 years. I got us out of COVID. I got us out of the migrants and asylum seekers. My children are outpacing the state in reading and math. You have to ask yourself, man, this guy did what no one thought we can do. And know what else I did it with, as you conclude? I did it with black and brown people. Look at my leadership. You know, I didn't do what Mayor Dinkins did and just take who they left him and continue, who was my mentor, David Dinkins. I brought in black and brown people to show that we can lead a city of this complexity. A lot of people were not happy about that.
Which is why I'm very sensitive that we lead it correctly and that we answer all the questions.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted you on. And I never doubted you come on. And you know I was going to shoot. I got a lot more, but we only had a few minutes. But I'm sure you'll be back. Mayor Eric Adams of New York, thank you for being with us.